I feel so incredibly confused, brain dead, and confused again after just finishing Onyx Storm. Like, what did I actually just read? I need a romance book. I need something light and fluffy to help me take my mind off of Onyx Storm. I feel like I have no words. I'm numb. I'm confused. I'm kind of angry. I'm a little angry at this book. So we're gonna read a light fluffy romance now. I'm just gonna take you guys along with me while I read some light fluffy romances. We're heading into the first week of February. February immediately just signals Valentine's Day in my brain, and that means I need to read romance books just to get in the mood for the holiday about love. I've read so many fantasies recently that just a plain romance sounds so good. Like, I'm kind of craving it at this point. I think the first book that I'm gonna read is the second book after Good Boy by Elle Kennedy, and that is Stay. I am gonna be so for real. I hated Good Boy. I really did. I think I gave it like 2 stars. I hated the characters. The main characters were the actual worst, but I think I'm gonna like Stay better because it's like a pen pal relationship. It's one of the hockey teammates and a girl who he's talking to online. I also think they're both divorced, and I think that the guy has a kid. It sounds like it's gonna be light and cute and fluffy. I will update when I have updates. So it's been a day and I wanted to update this reading vlog because I didn't film anything yesterday. My family is celebrating birthdays this weekend, so that's why. But I am reading Stay by Elle Kennedy and Serena Bowen. I will say I like it slightly better than Good Boy. I think that the characters have more depth. They're both recently divorced. One of them has 2 twin daughters, and I feel like there's other layers to their story besides just finding each other attractive and one being a hockey player, which I appreciate. I like seeing those scenes where they're trying to figure out their divorce and like dealing with their exes, the awkwardness that can be, like starting to date a new person. I'm just gonna say one thing, and that's gonna sum up my review at the moment. I'm about halfway. Hockey metaphors should not be used as foreplay. I didn't think I would have to say that. Hockey metaphors should not be used as foreplay. Can we say it together, people? Hockey metaphors should not be used as foreplay. I'm sorry. It's not sexy. It's not attractive. It's weird and cringy. I mean, we're all into different things, I guess, but that's just not my cup of tea, I guess. I'm hoping to finish this book today at some point. I'll try to film another clip, at least me summing up the book. I think that's where we're at the moment, unfortunately. I need to go get a coffee, and I need to run to World Market because I really want to pick up some of these like floor cushions for my room because I like to play with Milo and Murphy, and I want my butt to not break every time I get on the floor with them. So I'm gonna go do that, and then I'm going to continue finishing up this hockey romance. I'm starting my second romance book in this video. Hi, Murphy. Okay, I guess Murphy's gonna join us. I'm starting Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis. I have owned this book for over a year now, and I've always been intrigued by it, but never picked it up. And I feel like now is the time for me to read this book. I've heard amazing things about it. Everyone who's talked about it has raved about this story, and I feel like it's a lot different than your typical romance. I think it probably fits more under literary fiction, but I am so excited for this book. I know it follows a female scientist. It takes place during the 1960s, whenever women are not really respected in that field. She's not married, but she had a baby, and so everyone kind of like shunned her, and they decided to put her on a cooking show. She's like the host of a cooking show. She decides to change the status quo by teaching women about science during her cook show. I love, and I am so excited to get further into this story. Got a cozy night in, literally just gonna sit here and read with my buddies. Hi. So quick update time. I didn't get very far last night before I fell asleep, but I read about 50 pages of Lessons in Chemistry and I am loving this book. It's literally bringing a smile to my face, these different chapters, and like I just laughed out loud while I was reading. I don't know what it is about the style of the writing that is just so, I don't know where I was going with that thought, but just it makes me want to keep reading. It's a very like short, quick stories. It kind of reminds me of almost like Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing in the way that like the writing is very matter of fact. Like you're learning all these different things about your main character and you're getting other people's perspectives that like are around our main character. When the writing is so matter of fact, anytime there's like a small like little moment that's sweet or kind, it makes it 10 times more effective. I am so glad I'm reading this book right now, especially after reading Onyx Storm, and I had a lot of fantasy books that I finished recently. This is just a very welcome change of pace. It definitely kind of reminds me also of Allie Hazelwood a little bit with her protagonists, how they're, you know, very strong women, very smart women, educated women of science. I'm surprised it's taken me this long to read this. I think it's always just kind of intimidated me. I was afraid I wouldn't like it, but here I am smiling at 7 in the morning reading this book. I'm gonna keep chugging through this one. Tonight, I'll probably, when I get home from work, I'm just gonna sit and read. Quick update. I didn't get to read that much last night. I did get to page 120. I'm about a third of the way through. I almost cried last night, and I haven't cried while reading a book in over a year, and I almost cried during this book. Tell me what is in this. Why does it feel like I'm reading crack? Why am I loving it so much? Didn't have a ton of time to read yesterday, but I'm hoping that I can work through a good chunk of this later today. The fact that our main character has a dog named 630, it's just so cute. So wholesome, so cute. I love it. It is the next day. I finished Lessons in Chemistry. I was not well at the end of that book. That's all I'm going to say about that for now. I will share all of my final thoughts at the end of this video, which I will be filming tomorrow. So the thoughts are still fresh, but I wanted to go ahead and share what third book I started in this video, and that is Powerless by Elsie Silver. This book follows a hockey player and a ballerina. This is an interconnected standalone series. I've read the first 2 books. This is the third book. It follows Jasper, who is not one of the brothers in this family that we're following, but he is kind of like an honorary member of the family. He was brought in when he was really young, and he's been a member of the family ever since. And you're following Sloane, who is one of the cousins of the brothers in this family. Sloane's always had a crush on Jasper, and they've just been really good friends all their lives. The book starts off with Sloane. She's about to get married, and Jasper, like, it's dual point of view, so you're getting both of their perspectives on things. Jasper obviously does not like the dude, does not like her fiance. I'm not sure where this book is gonna go, but I'm really excited because that's kind of like childhood friends to lovers. That's the trope you get. You can already tell based on just like the glimpses we've gotten of Jasper in the other books that he has a lot of trauma from his childhood, from his past, and I'm really excited to unbox those things. I'm really excited to go over those things in this book and finally figure out what is going on with this guy. I don't think I'll finish this book by the end of this video. I just started this last night and I got 30 pages in, but I wanted to go ahead and mention it, especially going into Valentine's Day this upcoming week. Tomorrow I will be filming my final thoughts on all 3 books. I'm gonna go pick up some coffee and then come back here and read before I have to go into work. It is time to discuss these books. So the first book that I read in this video was Stay by Elle Kennedy and Serena Bowen. I ended up rating this book 2.5 stars. I liked it slightly better than Good Boy, mainly because I feel like there was a little bit more depth to the characters, which I mentioned earlier in this video. I feel like with the fact that they both were recently divorced, they had a lot more trials and things that they kind of had to work through together and navigate. So I enjoyed seeing that. However, I still felt like the romance portion was a little bit cheesy, a little bit rushed. I feel like if you were a person in their shoes, knowing what they had gone through recently, I don't think that their relationship would have progressed the way it did. But it was quick, fast-paced, very easy to get through, very easy to fly through. I don't think that this is Elle Kennedy's best work. I personally like her other hockey romances, the Off-Campus series, way better. But this was a good, just like fluffy book for me to throw in, especially after reading Onyx Storm. Moving on, we have Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis. I ended up rating this book 5 stars. That is right. This was a 5-star read for me. I loved this book from start to finish. I haven't had such joy while reading a book in a while, and this book definitely gave me joy. Overall, like, it gave me the same feeling of empowerment and hope. I loved all of these characters that we are learning about. I loved learning about this time period, this decade that we're in, and I just really, really enjoyed the writing style. I felt like it was just very tender, very sweet, and wholesome, and I highly recommend this for anybody else who has been considering reading this. This is your sign to go ahead and pick up Lessons in Chemistry. And the final book that I started but did not finish in this video is Powerless by Elsie Silver. Once again, this is a set in kind of like a small town cowboy romance type world. I have been enjoying my time while reading it. I'm not very far into it, but in typical Elsie Silver fashion, it's very fast-paced, very easy to read. You're getting dual point of views. You're also getting to see some of your favorite main characters from the first 2 books and other side characters that I loved whenever I read those books. And I'm really excited to continue reading this one. I think after I finish this, I'm going to read something different. I can't read too many romances in a row without feeling burnt out, but I have really, really enjoyed this week and everything it's brought for me. It's definitely given me everything that I needed, especially after reading so many fantasy books in the month of January. I think February is just a really fun time to read romance and just get in the fun, lovey-dovey spirit heading into Valentine's Day. And those were the 3 books that I read in today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for coming along with me. This was fun. I always love doing just like a themed video surrounding a certain genre. I think romance just has a lot to offer. There's lots of different types of romances and you can mix it up depending on what you like. I'm looking forward to reading more romance books maybe later this month. I'm not gonna read any for a little bit. I think I need a break from all the love, at least for now. Once again, thank you so much for watching and I will see you guys in my next video. Happy reading. Bye.